And we're back. Now, as you can see, this has turned into dessert. That's because my oils were fairly cool. It's a reasonably warm day. It's nearly 27 degrees in the shed, but the fridge that the goat's milk lives in is pretty cold. Like, the goat's milk does have a tendency to freeze at times. So yeah, it's very liquid down the bottom where the lye is, and you can see how it's loosening up now because of the heat of the lye. Well, the lye doesn't have any heat. It's the saponification process. Wow. Yep, English is not my first language today. Babble is. The saponification process. Jesus Christ. The saponification process is an exothermic reaction, which means it's hot, right? It's heat. It produces heat, which is why your soap will gel. Because it gets hot. So yeah, you can stop gel if you want to. Chuck your soap in the fridge. You can increase gel, which you wrap your soaps in a blankie. You do run the risk of when you force gel, you can sometimes make your soap volcano. It's rare. It's very, very rare, but it does happen. When you first start soaping, now I used to get the shits when I saw soapers say this, but honestly it really is true. When you first start soaping, don't try everything all at the very first. Just get just get 3 regular soaps under your belt and then start trying things. But just don't try like a recipe that's got 17 different oils in it for your first recipe, because odds are you're going to fail. And I want everybody to succeed. So if you succeed with your first one, then you're more likely to go on to your second one, and third one, and fourth one, and so on and so forth. You know, if you fail at your first 3 recipes because you've tried to make it too complicated, you're not going to soap anymore. And I want everybody to soap. I don't care if you buy my soap or not. I just want you to soap. If that means less customers for me, then that's fine. I don't mind. Alright, I'm going to give this a quick whiz, or was. I have New Zealand customers now, so I can say was. I'm not sure why that allows me to say was, but I am anyway. And when I said I was going to give that a quick whiz, I have literally given that a quick whiz at probably not even 10 seconds. But I just wanted it to loosen up just a little bit, so we can just make sure that everything's incorporated from down in the bottom. Now, I have a new shaper, guys. Now, right from the very start, when I started making these shapers, I had this idea of fixed placement shapers, and I've just put it off because fixed placement shapers means you have to use a specific mold, which is these ones. Now, these, like I've always said, the shapers are specifically designed for these ones, which are the ones you can get from eBay and AliExpress. Normally they're pink. I just like the black containers because they're black, and I like black. I mean, hello, apron. I'd wear black gloves, but I don't have cheap black gloves. So yeah, so I have put off making the fixed placement ones purely because they will only get a specific set of soapers, because only a specific set of soapers use these molds. Although these molds are available universally, well, probably, you know, maybe not out at Mars or somewhere, but, you know, on Earth anyway. You can get, like I said, you can get this from eBay or AliExpress, probably even Amazon if I looked. I have never looked. But I thought, stuff it, I really want to do them. I've really wanted to do them for a long time. Now, I have also, you know me, when I soap, I tend to just come out here and soap blindly. Because I don't care, I just come and make stuff. But there's a girl, she's not a girl, she's an adult, that I've been chatting to on Facebook, and her name is Jenny, and she has a company called All My Bubbles. She's come up with a bunch of designs for soaps that related to My Little Ponies. I have nothing to do with My Little Ponies, not really interested in My Little Ponies, but I thought it would be a neat idea to do someone else's designs instead of just coming out here and making it up. So she's come up with these designs, or she came up with, I think there's 10 or 11 or something, and these are the ones that I picked. Funnily enough, they all have purple bar one, which is hilarious because that obviously I like purple, and they correspond to these My Little Ponies. Now it's obvious why I picked Princess Luna, because she's kind of a bad guy. The rest of them, it was the My Little Ponies were sort of not really part of it. It was more the designs that I wanted to sort of put my little stamp on. So today we're going to do Rarity, which is, this is what Jenny's drawn up. This is what Rarity looks like, and I'm not going to do that. She'll find this out tomorrow if this video comes out. I'm actually going to use one of these fixed shapers, fixed placement shapers, and a stamp. So the shapers look like this, and you're like, what the friggin' hell? But what they actually turn into, whoop, is this. You're going to focus. Do you need some stuff? No, you're going to focus. So the first one, we're going to go through and we're going to cut out the bottom of the diamond, and then we're going to plonk some on top, and then we're going to go through and we're going to scrape out the top of the diamond, and then there should be a diamond in the middle of the soap, and then when it's ready to go, we're going to use the little stamp where the diamond is. That's the plan. You know me and my shapers, so this is all going to go horribly wrong. So the soap's going to be white, and the diamond is going to be a mix of purple and blue, because if you can see her Rarity's hair there, it's purple on one side and kind of blue on the other. So that's the plan. That's the plan, guys. I don't know if the plan is going to go to plan, but that's a lot of talking to get started. We'll use these. We're not going to need a whole lot of these two colours, I don't think. But if we have too much, we can always just do something on top. But anyway, I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so we're just going to take out a little bit for the purple. Sorry, a little bit for the blue, maybe a little bit more than that, so I can actually mix it with the stick blender. Oh, and here we go. It's that time of day. It's always that time of day. Now, I'm going to use, for the blue, I'm going to use Mysterious. Look, smart me, I've already opened it. I'm going to actually use a fair amount. So that was a good chunk of blue. And for the purple, I'm going to use Eminence, because it's a beautiful deep purple. And I'll use a good chunk of that as well. But I'm also going to throw some of that in there, so that the blue isn't just like super blue. It's kind of going to have a little bit of the purple in it as well. Yeah, that's not bad. I quite like that. Okie dokie. Stu. Oh, Christ, really? Seriously? Worried about my old man. He can't even use a mobile phone anymore. This will be him ringing to find out why I haven't come down there today. Not sure what he's doing that he can't actually talk on the phone. But anyway. But yeah, getting really worried about him, honestly. Like, he can't tend to do most things himself anymore. And it's frustrating because it's probably not just older generations, honestly. It's probably anybody, but he's so full of pride. He won't, I keep telling him, if he would just write things, like he can't remember passwords or anything, and then he gets the shits because he can't remember them. And I'm like, why don't you just write them down? Because he has paranoia as well. Not diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure that he's a paranoid schizophrenic. Like, he's told me before that he hears voices and he sees people, and he's had paranoia for a long time. Like, but he's always been paranoid, and he thinks people will, like, he says, you know, I can't say things over the phone, someone might be listening, and Like, no one's listening, and even if they are, like, who cares? Do we talk about anything that people are gonna, that the government's gonna come and arrest us for? I very much doubt it. But anyway, yeah, he's got to the point now where he can't, I've got to the point where I can't soap. Yeah, he can't even figure out how to do BPay anymore, so it's kind of scary because he's so prideful, he won't help himself, and because he had a brain injury, he was told that he would deteriorate unless he helped himself by doing like brain puzzles and stuff like that. And he says, oh well, I play poker online. I'm like, fucking hell, really? I'm like, no Dad, crosswords and word puzzles, and he just won't do it. He also has this thing where he thinks that everybody else should do things for him. He does have a sort of entitlement, which Curtis has too. So I don't know whether maybe it's a family trait or something. I've forgotten the fragrance. Well, shit. I've also forgotten to even measure it. Wow. Here's me thinking I was super organised. I haven't even told you what I'm using. We're going to turn this off because we're already at 14 minutes and I'll come back. Okie dokie, back again. I'm using Ocean Pearl from Aussie Candle Supplies. Now, this one says, I don't know because I can't find it. What the hell? Oh, this is right next to me. Of course it is. Ocean Pearl. It says, a gem of the ocean. This fragrance is a strong blend of sweetness, florals and the zestiness of fruit. Sun-kissed coconut, Persian lime, orange peel, cactus flower, dewy greens, sugared vanilla, blonde woods. And it has no vanillin. I have not used my normal 3%. I've taken it back to about 2.5 because I'm not putting any fragrance in these. Although usually 3%'s not full on anyway. Usually you can go up to 5% or more. It doesn't actually say, or I probably haven't written it down because they're the old ones. I started adding that to the newer lists. I had a look at my my Aussie Candle Supply cart the other day, and everything I wanted was in stock, so I will probably do another fragrance order soon, just because I miss smelling new fragrances. It's been a while. I think I still have a video that you guys haven't even seen yet. Now, this kind of smells alright. It's alright. It's got a weird undertone. I know, it's just, it's not my cup of tea. It's too loose to do what I want to do. See, the problem I have, if I thicken this, then it's thick. So pouring the rest in over the top. You know what? I'm just going to put it in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit, I've sat that in the end there like that. It's where it belongs. So I know what level to put the white into. I can already tell this is going to be a disaster. Seriously, how's it not going to be a disaster? Honestly. And once again, you guys will have no confidence in my tools because I can't use them. But that's okay. I know other people are getting really good results with them. I'm just useless and impatient and don't want to use them the way that they should be used. So there's that. This fragrance is thickening, not hugely, but it sort of needs to be thick anyway. Now, I'm just going to put just a little bit more in there up against that so that when it drags that. Now, I don't know how crisp. I'm just going to pop over here and smack this down. It's still very loose, like it's thickening, but I think it's still too loose to do the shape. The good thing about these fixed height or fixed placement shapers, I don't know what I'm going to call them. What do you guys think? I probably won't release this before I release the soap because the soap's going to be released tomorrow. the video anyway, is you can push down as hard as you like on these, and they're not going to move, because the clips will sometimes move on you if you push down too hard on them, whereas this is not going to move at all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go from the other direction, because if I've done my measurements correctly, this thing should be exactly the same on both sides. This one you probably haven't seen because you're probably not close enough on the video, but I actually had Wickedly Goods across the top here. Yeah, it didn't work, so it won't come with that. It will probably have my logo on the back like all the other shapers. Now, it doesn't matter, I'm never really that fussed about the ends. Like, I like to clean it up, but I think that's pretty good, actually. I think we might leave it at that. Now, these are a little thick, so this might be a problem because that's too thick. See, this one, what we should have done with this one, although again, see, this is a hard one. It needs to be fluid to go in here, but then it needs to be thicker to plop it on top to then come through with this shaper, which, oh wow, okay, yep. I'm saying, oh wow, because I got it right. Oh dear, it's kind of funny. You know what, I'm just going to mix these together so it's basically in the pot swirl, and even if we do pipe it, it'll still be nice anyway. Oh, back is not good. Too much leaning, too much not soaping, that's what it is. I don't come out here often enough anymore. Like, I'm literally just making soap the day before the video goes up now, and because it's so late, it's 3 o'clock, this probably won't get cut until tomorrow, so yeah, anyway, I just don't have time to soap. Right, now you can see the divot in there. Just trying to find the best light for you guys. Now I'm just going to try and get this in here. Yeah. I don't think this is going to work. This is kind of a conundrum, this one. I think, again, it'd be one that would be better if you mixed up your accent colour separately, right? And then poured it in when it was fluid, and then let it set up so it's probably about this thick, and then piled it on the top. Oh, Bixby's listening to me. Stop listening, bitch. Dunk. Yeah, I just think this one, this is not for new soapers.
Oh, you can tell me what you're looking for by telling me the title or artist of the song.
No, nothing. Oh dear. Alright, so I'm just trying to get this in without disturbing the bottom too much. That's kind of just my plan at the moment. And then I'm going to give it a bang down to try and get it in there so that there's no bubbles at all. Alright, so I'm going to go give this a bang down on the hard table. Okay, so that's fairly flat, right? Now, what we need to do with this one, because this is a mess, because you can see this is the top of the diamond, right? And it's the same height as the white bits here. I'm hoping it'll scrape out anything that we overshoot, so to speak. So I'm going to sit that in the end. Oh! And then I'm going to pile this on. See, this is a good thickness for the second part. So yeah, that's my suggestion, is mix and mix this separately to this. Like, do your bottom as one mixture, then do the middle bit as another mixture, but then pour the bottom half of the diamond in when it's still nice and liquid. And then, yeah, I didn't want that to happen, but I thought it might. Hopefully I've judged this well enough that that won't matter. Then yeah, then when it's thick like this, put this on, and yeah, see, it's not quite as high as the top of the diamond there, so I'm going to put a fair amount over there and we'll see what happens. Ah, I see. What we might need to do is, it looks like one side is working and the other side is not, or I didn't spill any on the other side. What I might need to do is just adjust this thing so it's just a little bit lower than this, and then that way it will scrape that off, because that line is going to look really stupid. And so I can also see that it hasn't filled up. That's actually got a bit of white in it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to put this on here just because I don't know if this will work or not, but I've put that on there, and I'm just going to go back this way now because there looks like a couple of holes. There's a little one there, so I'm going to put that on there, and there's another one there. But I mean, this is working better than I expected. It's probably going to screw up when I go to put that in, because I think that that white might be really set up now. But these, I mean, the being able to just push down really hard on these is pretty good actually. That's great, because you're not worried about making your diamond sort of skew if you know what that word means. That's, I think that might be an English word for not straight. It's just for crooked. Look, it looks pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Now, this is a shitload of mess. I don't know how to get that out without making a mess of the soap. So, and yes, this is set up way too much. And I don't think, even if I put some like milk or anything in there, it's going to help. So, shit. What I might do, you know what I might do? I might not use it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use it. What I'm going to do is, there's still a little, just because I haven't messed things up enough, what I'm going to do is put that in there, and then I'm going to come through. That's better. That got that little hole that was bothering me. That's fantastic. Right, I'm super happy with that now, and I keep going. So yeah, it's just stop now, dickhead. And I don't, because you know, I won't be happy until I wreck it. It's just that it's just that bit is just annoying me, that it's still purple in there. Anyway, so yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use the rest of that. What I'm going to do is, I'll make up a fresh batch soap. I'm going to clean up, and I'll go and make the other soap, and then I'll come back and I'll show you doing the top of the soap, which may not be a failure yet. It may just be a matter of having to change the the tool just a little bit instead of me. That's a bonus, isn't it? Oh dear. Alright. I'll be back momentarily. Okay, we're back. I'm not going to use that same fragrance in the top half because I don't like it. I walked back in here and went, yeah, I really don't like that. So I'm going to use Electric Lemonade, which was sent to me by one of the subscribers. I'm really sorry, I can't remember who it was. Trudy, I think. She sent me this ages ago, and it's one of the original Brambleberries. It's basically exactly the same as the aroma, or the aroma is basically the same. Whomever made it first, I don't really care. I normally buy the aroma one. I'm pretty sure there's probably some sitting on the shelf over there, but I just saw that there and went, yeah, that could probably get used. It's a bit, you know, it's getting a bit old. It still smells perfectly fine, so I'm not worried about it. This shed and wherever I've ever stored my fragrances never gets any direct sunlight or even like remote sunlight, because the window's over there and all the fragrances are over there in the middle of a double garage, like 2 car spaces away from the window, and there's also a sheet hanging on the window, so there's no light happening in here except for these lights. And did you notice I even remembered to not turn the overhead light on today, so no stupid reflections, no light bounce, I don't know, whatever. I'm just all over the place now. Okie dokie. Now I can't remember how this behaves in soap, so we'll just dump it in and see what happens, because this is how we work here. All I need to do is just pour this in the top of that. It can be as liquidy as it needs to be, and then I would like to fill these up, and then the rest of it will go into the second soap, the dodgy looking soap. I'm going to give this a quick whiz, a quick New Zealand whiz. I don't know. That's the answer to the question, why are you like this? I don't know. I was watching a bipolar channel earlier. I think it's called Polar Warriors. I watch it occasionally, just something will pop up and I'll go, oh yeah, I'll watch that, and then it's sort of like, yeah. It's very Americentric, I think is the word that people use. It's just, when they talk about medications and that, they don't sort of tend to talk about anything international, which is kind of annoying, because I'm in Australia, I'm not in America, and I have different medications for my treatment and the way my disease is treated, it's not a disease, the way my mental health is treated than in a different country. And it's sort of, yeah, anyway, he was talking about some of the things that we do to self-medicate, and he was talking about alcohol and weed and stuff like that, and he was talking about benzos and opioids. And it's kind of funny is that I've never been subscribed, no, I've never been prescribed, that, oh yeah, apparently my mouth doesn't work anymore, either one of those for bipolar. So it was kind of interesting to see. Like, I know that benzos and opioids are very largely used in the States, and I don't think it's as bad here. Although that's just sort of like second-hand knowledge that I get from very little investigation, so you know, don't quote me on that. But I don't think that opioid, because I think because they're harder to get and they're more closely regulated than in the States. You know, you don't just walk into the doctors and they hand you a prescription for something that could potentially give you liver failure. You know, you have to go through a process, and generally it's a lot harder to get. Like, yeah. Well, in saying that, I mean, Curtis is, you know, I think he's gotten Xanax and stuff before. Now, I don't know whether to put anything on the top of this. I'm thinking that the middle might be the showstopper, so I'm not going to. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to pour some in here and some in over here. I don't know what that was. That's either a message or an order. One of the two. No, it won't be a message. It'll probably be an order. Oh, you guys are awesome. Oh, it's a message from IKEA saying thank you. Well, you know, I'm not saying thank you to IKEA because they took a friggin' month. I'm not even joking. A month. I could have driven to the IKEA store, and seriously, I'm not joking. I can drive to the IKEA store and back probably within 5 hours. And it took them a month to deliver my package. Well, packages. I ordered, what did I order? I don't even know. Oh, 4 coffee tables, side tables for the printers. I'm going to set them, when I set them up I'll do a video and show you exactly how the whole printing process works. Because I think it's fascinating, and I'd like to think that at least 1 or 2 of you out there think it's fascinating as well. But yeah, I thought I would show you everything from, you know, setting up the files on the computer through to, you know, taking them out onto the printers and, you know, setting them up, changing the filaments, and yeah, I don't know. You might find it interesting, you might not. If you don't think it's interesting, you won't watch it. Right. Why did I want blue? Because I thought I was going to do a planet. No? Yeah. But blue by itself is kind of useless. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I've done now. Oh, it's like I was sorting out the files to make the other night. This is funny. Talking about self-medicating. My sleeping pills sometimes, if I haven't taken one for like a week or something, they tend to make me a little stoned, basically. And I'm doing this off camera, aren't I? Yes, I am. And for some reason I thought it was a good idea to organise some files whilst after I'd taken a sleeping pill, and it was about half an hour afterwards. I was just about ready to go to bed, and I was writing things down before I went to bed. And I got up the next morning, and I kid you not, I have absolutely no idea how I'd managed to screw it up so badly. It was just, oh, it was friggin' hilarious, honestly. I'm like, really? So yeah, that was honestly one of the funniest things I've done in a long time. So apparently I've read that on these zombie clones, people will sleepwalk, sleep eat, sleep drive, do things, but no, not me. I just managed to write weird shit down and then go to sleep. So because I don't take them to do anything other than to sleep. I've read that they can be used because they make you feel really tranquil, and they do. Like, one of the things that I quite like, as much as I don't like admitting it, it's true, is I like how they shut my head up. It just goes quiet. It's really, really nice. But I don't stay awake. Like, if I take one, I will always go to bed usually within half an hour of taking them. Sometimes, you know, maybe an hour if I've got things to do, but very rarely do I ever take one any longer than that before I go to bed. So I don't capitalise on that because I know how addictive that could be, and I know how addictive my personality can be. So I make sure not to do things that I know I would get addicted to. Because that's what I was trying to figure out the other day. Like, they say that zombie clones can be addictive, right? And I'm like, well, sure, but I mean, am I addicted to the zombie clones, or am I addicted to sleep? Because I take them because I want to sleep, and I like to sleep. So am I now addicted to sleeping? Or am I addicted to the zombie clones? Does it matter? Am I even addicted? I don't take more than 3 a week. Usually I only take 2. It was just a weird conversation I was having with myself about addictions, and it's like, am I addicted to them? Does it even matter? Because I'm just using them for sleep. It was just, You know, one of those sort of self chat moments when I'm like, really, this is just weird. What are you thinking? This looks really nice. I'm liking it. Imagine the bottom half is probably going to be full of holes because it was so thick. But that's okay. It's rustic. And hopefully the smell on the top half will cancel out the smell on the bottom half, because the bottom half is bloody awful. You see, I don't like how these, even when they're full, still don't tend to go like flat. I could probably put some clips on there, but whatever. Alright, so there you go. So those two, the star is for probably Twilight Sparkle, because she is this one here. And the blue one, I don't know. I had an idea for it, so hopefully the idea will come back. I will remember. I think what we might do is we might just go really lightly, because it's just a little bit boring. I'm just going to can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, just very lightly, just on the top. I'm just sort of just wiggling the chopstick around just to give it just a tiny little bit of texture. I'm not a fan of like super flat tops, so it's a little bit more in here like that. Get in the sides there, just so it's not all just like that. There you go. That's, I mean, that's nice, just a little bit. And because it's a My Little Pony, I feel like we need some sparkles. And plus, also, she's a diamond one, so let's go with that. Let's go with the holographic. Hello, Christine. How are you? I thought, I'm going to buy her new, the new Holo collection. Why not? I'm going to buy it. And they'll give me good reason to start painting my fingernails again. Yeah, $100, I don't think so. I'm not paying $100 for 5 nail polishes. I love Christine, but no. Considering Nikki's palette cost half that, including shipping, it's not going to happen. Alright, so there you go. So that that is our soap. The exciting part will happen tomorrow when I cut it. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Hopefully it's not shit. Okay, alright, well, hopefully I'll get these cut in the morning maybe, and then I'm going to go and cut you guys some threaded rod, maybe hunt up some more locally, which would be great. And we'll see what happens. Alright, well, I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you in a minute for the cut. Ta-da! I'm pretty sure this soap is why I couldn't sleep. I'm both excited and dreading cutting this. Kind of stupid, I know, but I just want one of my tools to work. Yeah, okay. It has not worked. That's a bit of a bummer. That one, obviously, we can see that some white got into it. But that one has kind of worked. I can see further down there's an issue. But, I mean, I think you can see it's not exactly 100% in the middle. I'm going to guess that these are not the same. I thought I had put it directly in the middle, but I think I haven't. I mean, it's fixable, but yeah, what's happened, sorry, that's my glove, is it's hard to tell with the soap batter on here, but from what I'm seeing is that it lines up this way, but not this way. So yeah, so it's not completely centered, which is fine. I mean, this is why I tested this one, because I knew that if I got this wrong, it would be wrong. So that goes that way, and that goes that way. So yeah, you can see on this side where this is, I need to lower this just a little bit so it scrapes out all the colour, but you can also see that it's off centre slightly on this side. So that is a bit of a problem, but I'm happy with it in that it worked. Ooh. Okay. Fragrance has done something weird. I'm happy in that the concept works. So that's a good thing, that the concept works. But just that it shifted is kind of annoying. I could make a front and a back with these. It would probably just be easier just to make sure that it is absolutely dead center, which is really not a problem because I try to make everything dead center anyway. But for some reason this is not. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. This is why we test. This is why we test. It's getting worse as you get further down the soap, which I don't know why that would be. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Oh yeah, the end piece is not bad. Weird. Very weird. That one definitely skew if. It's definitely not right. Okay, so I have, let me just clean that off so I don't forget, because otherwise I'll forget and the soap will just sit on there. I'll give the stamp a go, even though the diamonds are a little crooked. I've got to cut more soap, I've just realised. I'll give the stamp a go, just to make sure it's all good. Where's that going to go? In there? Alright, so we'll try on the dodgy end piece first. Now, I'm probably going to make this thicker. I only just made this really thin so it would print really quickly. Oh, that's pretty easy to just line up. Awesome. Okay. Oh, there, that works a treat. Yeah, can you see that? I probably could have it with focus. And that was without any alcohol or anything. So, yeah, it's pretty simple to line up because I've made the outside of the shape the same as the outside of the shape the same as the shape. Alright, now this one, what we'll do is we will go chut chut chut. This generally stops stamps from sticking if you give it a squirt of alcohol, and the alcohol just evaporates. I've never stamped a soap this fresh before. So I'm trying not to push too hard. Oh, yeah, look at that. There you go, that's, oh, look at that, there. There you go. That's awesome. Oh, I'm stoked with that. Now, if I coated the top of this with maybe a bit of silver mica, actually, let's give that a go. Let's do that, as if this video isn't long enough. Silver mica. I don't have any. I don't have any. I have flash, which is white. And my dodgy finger here, because I'm not going looking for a bloody paintbrush right now. Just going to do this real quick. This is really not the best way to do this, guys, but all I'm doing is just putting it, focus you stupid camera. So the bane of my existence is this camera not focusing. I'm just putting it on the raised areas, and because this is so little, it's actually really hard to hold. Oh, there you go. It's not a bit of focus. Focus! Focus! There you go. It's not perfect, but... Alright, so give this a spritz. And I'm just pushing that in. So just pushing that in. This one's probably a little off center. And I don't know if I've actually put enough mica on there to do anything. Yeah, it's not really. Oh, God, can't you just focus? Thank you. Yeah, if I had a paintbrush, it would have been much better. I mean, you can see it, but yeah, that's a little off center because this stamp is too small. I will make it bigger, but I'm not going to stamp anymore just because I couldn't be asked, and this video is going to be like super long anyway, and I have to edit the damn thing. Alright, actually I can cut that other soap later. Alright, I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to go take this inside and edit it now. You guys should see this today. Later today. No more releasing videos at 10 o'clock in the morning because today is actually Friday. Alright guys, I'll see you for the next one. Bye.